Check 1 2, check 1 2. Miami on the Rocks. Casey Chopz. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at MIA on the Rocks. Follow us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Today's guest, straight from the Tri-State, New York City, New Jersey, Connecticut. I got Drewski in here. What's up, my brother?
Yes, thanks for having me.
How are you, bro?
Listen, I'm in Miami. I can't complain.
That's a fact. First and foremost, big congratulations.
Thank you.
You're having your first child.
Yes, not just me. Him over here too. He's having his.
Yo,
it's like a club right now.
Yeah, it's like you made out of the pandemic without a baby. Like you.
It's trending.
Yeah. Are you don't do the gender reveal yet, right?
No, so we're not even gonna do a gender reveal.
Oh, no baseball bat, no none of the crazy
popping, none of the confetti.
Yeah.
Nah, she wants to do it old school. Wait till the baby comes and boom.
Wow, that's
I'm
lit.
okay. I'm cool with that too.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
I think it's dope.
That's dope. What did I see? Something went viral online. It was like a gender reveal, and it was like the dude hit the thing, and it was like pink, and they were mad.
Oh, like
was,
the dad.
Yeah. I was like, no, both of them.
Oh, the mom too.
Yeah, I was like, damn. So y'all do not need to be having children, yo.
Unless they had like 3 girls already, and then
okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Still, imagine the kid sees that shit, like that video footage now.
12 years from now,
yeah,
like,
now he's.
you didn't want me.
Yeah, now he's traumatized. But man, Drewski, we haven't had a chance to really chop it up, and I've always, kept an eye on your career in Hot 97 and what's going on in New York. And I feel like, first of all, if I had a dollar for every time somebody called me Drewski, bro, like, I'd be rich by now. But I've always, saluted and respected, your path, because I feel like our paths are similar to where I feel like we're in the same class. We both did radio at legendary stations within our market. We both worked under legends, you know, in the game, and now we're doing it big here. For us, we've had to like kind of figure things out because we didn't really, the radio chairs are kind of like the legends are still sitting in those chairs.
Exactly.
So we kind of had to pivot and figure it out, because I'm sure when we got in the game, we were like, yo, I want to be on the radio full time like them.
Of course.
But the paths were different for our class, for our generation. So we kind of had to figure it out and get it out the mud in different ways. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Which is why I've always respected you, You came up under Angie Martinez, right? Could you talk about like the very beginning of Hot 97 for you?
Yeah, so before Angie, I actually really came up under DJ Cypher Sounds.
Okay.
So Cypher at the time was working at Hot 97. He didn't do the morning show yet, but he was at Hot 97. He was at Sirius XM, and he was hosting like an MTV countdown show, like Sucker Free Countdown. So that's when I kind of like started interning in a sense, for Cypher, opening up at night the clubs, but then like running with him throughout the day. And I'm talking, his days was like 18, 20-hour days.
But how did that happen for you? Did you go to college? Did you go to school for that?
Nah, none of that. I would leave high school, jump on a train and go sit in like studio audiences of like TRL, 106 and Park, and Sucker Free. But at the time, DJ Clue was the host. Okay. So I'm like, yo, I'm a young kid. I'm like, I want to be a DJ. Clue's this big superstar DJ. I'm gonna get close to him and just see what happens. As soon like I sat in the audience for like 2 episodes, and then Clue, like I think they fired him or he left the show. I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do now? Then Cypher Sounds takes over the position. So that was like, I was too young to get in the club, so that was like the closest I could get to popping DJs. And on my way out of the the show, I would pop my head into the dressing room. Like, yo, Cypher, I'm from Jersey. I know you DJ at this club. If you ever need an intern, and I did it for like 6 months. And finally he calls like, you want an intern? I'm like, yeah.
Fine.
And boom, and just like.
And were you a DJ at the time as well? Or?
Yeah, but doing like baby showers and high school party, like small stuff, nothing big, not getting paid.
Got you.
But then Cypher like, yo, I'll put you under my wing, but you gotta rock out with me every day. I'm like, I'm with it. And I just, I'm talking 20, 18 hours a day. Yeah, he might give me $100. Yeah. But I was able to, meet new people. That's how I met people at Sirius XM. Then I got like a job board op in there. So I learned that. I didn't go to school for that. I just learned it being around. Then I was like shooting and editing Cypher's videos. Hot 97 says, yo, who does your videos? He's like, oh, that's my guy Drewski. They hired me to shoot and edit videos for Hot 97. So now I got a job at Hot 97. No DJing, not even in the studio. But, I would go shoot Angie's interviews, and she just loved my work ethic. She just loved me. And when she needed a producer, she picked me. Boom, now I'm in the studio. I'm still DJing outside in the clubs, building my name in the streets.
Right.
And that was always important to me. Like, I don't want to get like a privileged title. Like, oh, he works at 197. That's why he's on the radio. You can't even say that. Like, if we go to New York City, they know I was more popping outside than even from the radio.
I mean, people have always told me that you got Jersey like on lock. Like, that's your whole state right there. Yeah.
But it was just like part of like my I don't even want to use the radio to get lit. But I knew how big it was. But now I'm producing Angie's show. You know, there's Angie Martinez.
Yeah.
And then I learned so much just being around.
Can you talk about some of the things that maybe she taught you, like how to move in the game? And
yeah, just like relationships, even interviewing skills. Like I see how she used to make it so like organic. Nothing was forced. No, like she's not a drama person, so none of the questions were like juicy stuff. If someone brought it up, it came up, but I never seen her like go and pull for it.
Got you.
And that just built relationships with her and those artists. And I knew that was important too. Like, yo, I'm gonna be a DJ. I need to build relationships, not just with the PDs and the music directors, but with artists as well, because it's part of the culture. And that's how I got close with like Jim Jones and Mano, and now I'm DJing on tour with them. So it just kind of all started coming like full circle and building relationships. But it was just from being like at Hot 97, being around Angie, being around Cypher, and then it just like, you know, it takes, you know how it is. Like people looking like, damn, yo, you lit. It's like, yeah, this is like 12-year process. This is not
bro.
like
this is
2 years.
A lot of rejection, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of waking up and going to sleep with no sleep. Like
no bread, no money, no nothing. You know, you thugged it out. Like we thugged it out. So, but you know, you just gotta stay persistent and just keep rocking. And it all comes together.
Yeah, exactly. And now you've made your own brand for yourself. You know, and what do you do now? You still do the like you present the new music at 2 a.m. still? Is that?
So the new at 2 a.m. on Hot 97 I do. It's new music, but it's like the popular artists from around the country, whatever.
So it's not like Rosenberg's show?
No, well, not at 2 a.m.
Okay.
But I do have a show on Sunday nights where it's just local tri-state artists. Dope. And I was telling you, like, yo, that's a whole market now. In each, you know, city, you know, you can create it, but it's like, I was first to play Pop Smoke on the radio, his first interview. First to play A Boogie on the radio, his first interview. Lil TJ, Fabio Foreign, like so all like the hot artists coming out of the tri-state, I'm on it early because I'm really outside. I'm in the clubs, I'm in the streets. I know it. So it was like my track record now is so amazing that everyone that makes a record wants to send it to me first. Yeah,
you have your integrity. Your integrity is intact.
So that, you know, and I'm like, yo, that's a whole separate market from what we do as DJing in the club. You know, that's like one thing. DJing on the radio is another thing. And I did TV, the Love Hiphop stuff. So it's like, you realize that, yo, there's a whole market for indie artists, new artists. And if I have a platform, I'm going to use it. Because I always thought too, like I would listen to Flex and they would play new artists. At that time, it was Dipset, you know, G Unit. And it was like, when I got on the radio, it was not really any New York artists. You know, you still had the 50 Cents and the, you know, G Units and Dipset. And I'm like, where's the new kids from New York? Yeah. So I felt like it was my responsibility to like open that door.
How do you feel about the climate now?
I love it
in regards to that. Because like the drill shit took off nationally. It was like a new resurgence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I love it. Because I felt like, you know, New York didn't have a sound, right? You had South, and there were artists in New York trying to like copy it, but now the drill is like what people would consider like Brooklyn drill, New York drill. So it's like, okay, now the youth, the young kids, the new energy, they have a sound that can relate to New York, and it's created so many artists. I've seen artists, you know, come to me, and 2 years later, they're superstars. Whether it's in New York, their life has changed. They're millionaires. Like shout to Chef and Sleepy. You know, Dusty Locane, Fabio Foreign. Like, it's created a lot of superstars. Even if it's regional, to me, it's still a success.
Yeah, because you said you're a millionaire at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what your market is. Like, you're making money, you're supporting your family.
Change your life, you know, with the music. So
how do you feel about it right now? Does it feel, because I'm not over there, does it feel overplayed, like the drill scene right now? Does it feel like we got to pivot and do something else, or how is it?
Yeah, I feel like everyone seeing like the success of these artists that were doing it, so now everyone is trying to do it, right? And you know, it gets saturated, but still I feel like it still has life, because there hasn't been that many Billboard hit drill records, right? You might have had Pop Smoke records, the Whoop-Dee records, shout to CJ, but it wasn't that many of them, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's still life, but there's a lot of artists that that didn't come from that drill scene or wasn't doing drill music, now just doing it because it's trendy, right? But you know, that comes with the game.
Right. Dope, man. So what's next for you, man? You got so many, you're moving around in so many different lanes. You have, you know, your TV vibe, you're putting out music, you got your podcast, and you're just trying to make it all work, make it all come together. Like, what's the plan for Drewski now moving forward?
You know, building the relationships like I spoke about. I just dropped a whole album with some of the like the A Boogies on it, Chef and Sleepy's on it. I got Coi Leray and Sada Baby. I got them on a record. Cowboy J Critch is on a record. It's called Seat at the Table. So I use like the relationships I have with the young artists, put out a whole tape. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 1801 and the whole team that helped put it together.
That record you had me play at Chrissy's pool party was crazy.
That was a drill record?
Yeah, I think it was I'm Ready. Yeah, it was hard.
That's Fabio, Sosa Geek, and Fetty Luciano. Fetty Luciano's Rowdy Rebel's brother.
Okay.
But like those are the guys that really control the drill scene. Like Drake has a record with Sosa Geek and Fabio Foreign. So I was like, how Drake got one and I don't have one. I popped you guys off, you know? So it was only right that we did that. That was like, but those are my guys. Like I'm in the studio with them, you know?
Yeah. Have you ever had to like check any art, like, because we go through this as DJs, right? We've popped dudes off, and probably, I mean, when I was on radio, I risked my job. You know what I'm saying? Like those 2 a.m. spins are like hitting horns so it doesn't get detected on the BDS, doing all type of tricks and shit.
Artists don't even care about that shit. Like they don't even realize we go out of our way sometimes to get
put our whole job on the line sometimes because we fuck with the music. You know what I'm saying? Like you've had that issue before, like where you've had to be like, hey buddy, like.
But I realize, yo, they don't even know. It's not even their fault. Gotcha. So I tell them like, yo, listen, I'm about to take a risk. I'm going out my way. So whatever happens, I'm gonna need that love too. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I check it kind of early, and I don't even wait to.
So you have that conversation with them beforehand, before you push the button.
Yeah, like I just want you to appreciate what I'm about to do because one, we don't do it for everybody. We clearly believe in the record or believe in you as an artist, but when we need that same type of love, just be ready. And then like, nah, we get it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Because we keep our mouth shut. We just do what we do. But
exactly.
I realized, it's the artists. They just really don't know. It's not them acting funny or them. It's like they really don't know sometimes what we do to show love.
Yeah, exactly. I got Drewski here, Hot 97. How's the pandemic? Things are starting to get back to normal in New York. Thank God. I feel like everybody moved over here, like to Orlando and Miami. You're like the last one who hasn't moved over here. It feels like. But how's the climate over there right now? The vibes in the city, everything's opening up. It seems like, because I'll be honest with you, Drewski. We didn't work all last year and the clubs were shut down. This May was the biggest month of my career, like club wise. You know what I'm saying? Booked up. So I thought it was gonna slowly, but it bombed, it like exploded. You know what I'm saying? So how's the energy right now in the city now that everything's open? Does it feel?
It's that same type of energy where it's like triple bookings now, because everyone wants to be outside. Every promoters want to get back to their bag, so they throwing parties. It's just, everyone's just excited, right? So now you get so many different parties. So I could do a brunch party, a pool party, and then a night party all in one day. And then even bigger than that, the concerts, the festivals are opening in New York. We just announced Summer Jam. So that's going down actually on my birthday, August 22nd.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and, they gave me like a Drewski and Friends. They're like, yo, pick 3 artists out of these artists that you want to bring out. So one of them was Dream Doll. Shout out to Dream Doll. She's on my album.
Yeah, she could really spit.
Yeah.
Like, she could rap.
Yeah. And she looks great.
Yeah.
Malibu Mitch. I don't know if you're in tune with
Not
Malibu
familiar.
Mitch. I'll send you some of her stuff. She's lit. And then Dusty Locane.
Okay.
Are you in tune with him?
Nah.
He's the one that people say, oh, he sounds like Pop Smoke.
Okay, I think I've definitely heard a record that's like
yeah, but his streams are like insane. You know what I'm saying? 10 million streams on records and stuff like that. But I feel like they just represent that young New York. And they were like, all right, cool, you could bring them out. So on the festival stage at Summer Jam, I'm bringing those artists out. I'm trying to work on getting more artists, but people are outside, like shows are selling out.
Yeah,
artists I see now are working. Getting back on the road. So as we sit here, I told you that I'm doing the BET. Zoom, it's a Zoom. Yeah. So you see, like, in there, all the DJs in there, like, we should have been in LA. We should have went back to the BT Awards. Yeah. But I see, like, people are excited to come out. But yeah, it's great because when we could get 3 bookings in a day, like, let's go. Yeah, I'm with all that. I'm with all that.
Shit. So what's with the podcast now? You got the podcast going as well. I feel like we had to figure something out during the pandemic. A lot of people pivoted to the podcast. A lot of DJs and how's the lane with that? It's still trying to capture that young audience and serve them as far as like helping up and coming artists. Like, is that the lane with the podcast too as well? Or
I do like a new movement podcast and like YouTube show, which is separate than like what I do with the new artists, right? So I have my own studio. Like I felt like I was already prepared for COVID before it even happened because I already had like a studio, an event space, and all that.
Yeah, I remember you. It was like, was that you in Cypher Spot, like the movement?
Yeah,
it was
the movement space.
Okay.
So and then when the pandemic hit, I'm like, I'm gonna have to downsize because I don't need a whole event space. We can't do nothing. They shut us down. So I just went and got like a office space, podcast room.
Jersey?
Yeah, in Jersey.
Dope.
But we were already like prepared. So when COVID hit, I'm like, oh, this is great. Yeah, the clubs are shut down. So now we got to figure out what we're going to do next. And I was like, yo, let's bust these mics out. Let's start doing interviews. And I was like, let's create a platform for new artists that can come and just talk their shit. You know, like just feel like, you know, people are listening.
Yeah.
And it's been going great. Like I'll do 3 interviews a day because new artists are just booking up. Like, yo, I just want to come interview because they could use it for content.
They need content at the end of the day, no matter where it lives.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is you hear that, Mac?
I told Mac, I told KC, yo, it's a whole market. Trust me. Like, there's times where I can now turn down bookings because I'm like, do I gotta go do that?
Yeah.
Nah, I got 3 listening sessions and 2 interviews this week. I'm good. Like,
yeah.
So you know, it created a whole different market as a business, but still keeping me in tune with new artists and new music.
Yeah.
And there's some great artists that come through and like play music. I'm like, damn, they actually good. Like, I'll play the records on the radio, but you know, it's coming to me now. I don't gotta go out and like search for it.
Got you. And I'm sure the labels are using you as well to like, yo, what's going on? Like, you gotta figure it out. What am I saying?
Everyone's like, yo, you should get a job at being A&R here and there. I'm like, it's cool. Like, you know, however it plays out, it'll play out. But you know, I'm enjoying this time, this moment where I'm not locked down. I don't gotta sit in the office or work for a label and none of that. So yeah, it's great.
How do you feel about the climate of like major labels right now, and you know, versus the independent vibe? And like, do you need? I mean, I don't know if you like. Yeah, I don't want to put you in a tough space, but like, do you need labels right now? You know what I mean? Like, is it? How do you talk to the young artists? Like,
I tell them, I tell them like, you don't need labels, but you just need marketing money. You need a budget,
resources,
right?
and shit.
So however you get that, you know, that's on you. Do you need the label? No. Even these major labels are now starting like side companies that just do distribution because they see how important like distribution is. They can make money off the streams and getting your stuff on platforms. So I see big labels like create sub companies now doing that. So I'm like, they even realize they're not as important because with the internet, you don't need as much money as you did before. You know, but because you can put your records on Spotify, you can market it on your own.
You could shoot a dope video for $500, like quality, you know.
Shoot the video for $500, put it on YouTube, and then put another $500 into the marketing, YouTube ads, Facebook ads. You could do it on your own. So, you know, before they felt like that was their job. They're the only ones that could do that, the major labels. But now that they see, artists are doing it on their own, they're getting hot, they're popping. You know, it's kind of like, do they really need us? Yeah. No, but they still have the resources in the bags that we don't. Yeah. So if you can work your way up to a certain point where they're willing to invest, then you're good.
Dope. Yo, what's up with Bobby Shmurda? You got any inside scoop with him?
No. We're all waiting.
Okay. You think it's gonna be like a drill vibe, or you think he's gonna come with something completely different? Whatever he does is gonna go, no matter what he does.
I don't think it's gonna be drill because they're like at this point they're even like low key like against it. You know, not against it, but like we're bigger than just drill artists, so they don't want to be labeled as drill artists. So. But I know he has like a bunch of features. Crazy. Even Rowdy, I was in the studio. He played me records, like big records, big producers, big features. So I don't know. We all waiting for Bobby to drop.
It's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Movie. Yo, so what does Drewski do when you disconnect, bro? When you disconnect from the industry and all this shit, what do you do for fun, like on the side? Like what do you do to keep your mind focused? You know what I mean? Like
I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't think I have a disconnect.
Ooh.
I haven't even like I'm in Miami and we're working. You know what I'm saying? I'm hitting you up. Yo, I got these artists. Can you do it? You know what I'm saying? Like it's always work. But now with the baby on the way, now I gotta start figuring out
a balance.
Yeah, so I'm like, let me start now. So by that time, I could find a balance. Because even wife would be like, yo, I'm gonna take one day out of the week to just disconnect. And then on that day, something happens and comes up. So
everybody, like the pandemic, everyone turned into cyclists and shit. Everything. I'm like, yo, dudes is wearing tight pants and shit on Instagram, like cycling. I'm like, all right, I got other dudes putting together puzzles and shit, like buying puzzles on Amazon, putting puzzles together. I'm like, people figuring it out, but
I don't know. I gotta learn how to disconnect though, because this is the first time being a father. You know what I'm saying? Being a parent, and I know that takes a lot of time and energy.
Yeah. Are you nervous?
I'm not. I'm more excited than nervous.
Got you.
I don't know. I feel like I've overcome so many obstacles that a baby. You know, I've seen people worse than me raise a child, so they can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen crazy. people.
Yeah.
I've been seeing like little homeless people on the corner selling fruit, and they got a baby on. I'm like, if she could do it,
oh yeah, that's a fact.
Shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, yo, Drewski, plug your social media for everybody listening. Like,
they can follow me at So Drewski. It's SODREWSKI. So Drewski on Instagram, Twitter, all that. The new movement, but we spell it MBMT.com. If you're an artist that want to submit your music, because we were up here preaching how we help new artists. So if they want to submit, they can do it right through the website. I make it super easy, and I'm really in tune. Like, I check my DMs, I'm on everything, my emails, all that.
you take it. I gotta ask you, Drewski, because I noticed something else different. Like, shit, you take. I mean, in the club, if an artist wants to get their music played and you haven't heard it before, and they say, "Yo, can you play my music?" and you're in the club right now in the middle of your set, what is Drewski's? Because yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's big DJs in the city right now that I straight $100 like what pay like, and I got you. Like, what is the?
I never asked for money. There's been times people gave me money, but it depends on the club. Like
and be clear, we're not talking about radio. We're talking about the club.
Right. Yeah. Nah, I don't even jump it. But it's like in the club, it depends on the type of vibe. If it's a strip club, I'll throw it on. There's nothing. But if I'm like in the middle of a set and I feel like the party's going crazy and it's like, I can't, not right now. Like, I can't. No. Like, holler at me later. So it just depends on the environment. But there's a lot of events I do where artists just come like, Drewski, you can play it. You know, if it's a chill vibe, all right, cool, I'll get it on.
I've always, even in the radio side coming up, and even in the club side, I always was like, because I'm so into music that I never like to take money. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy how after the pandemic, things are getting a little different to me now. It's like, it feels like everybody's so, like selfish, and not getting like, and now I'm just like, bro, pay $100. I only speak $100 bills, bro. Like you know.
But they gotta realize that too. Like, you see the difference when someone comes correct. You don't even have to tell them, like, yo, Drewski, good looking, play my record. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you have artists that think, you go and just play their shit. Like, yo, I never even heard it. What do I look like playing it? You know, I played it sometimes, like on those type of occasions where I never heard it. I don't even know the person. I'm like, fuck it. You have 10 people in here.
You have like a right hand man that you roll with in the club, like like you have like like how Camilo has a Lou. Do you have like a
Yeah, it depends. Like, I got Hef with me, Hood with me. They all play like different roles. Chicano, my man Chicano, he's the one like you could send him to do anything. So, you know, I'm usually with at least minimum one person.
Okay, so see, I need that, man. Yo, I was at the club last week, and there was an artist who was signed to a big artist, and I didn't know he was, you know, he's doing his thing. He's big from Toronto, and they're all there in the DJ booth and shit, and they're like, yo, we're hosting Play the Record. I'm like, all right, you're hosting, I'm gonna play the record for you. I play the record, and they're like, yo, play another one.
Right.
And the first record was mad sleepy, you know what I'm saying, for the club. So I'm like, all right, I usually don't play 2 records, but I'll play another one for you. Just give me some time. I gotta play a couple. His dude comes up, he's like, "Look, play it right now. Play it right now." And they're like, "Look, we spent money. I'm gonna take care of you." He's like, "Look," and he points to dollar bills all over the floor. I'm like, that's what spending money was? Yeah, like, bro. So I'm like, and then it got a little crazy in the booth and shit. I'm like, bro, you gotta relax. And little dudes is pressing me and shit. And now I'm like, yo, I need security guards, bro. Like, shit is getting a little crazy.
Because now people know, like, they gotta come to you to, you know, get their records played.
But it's like these young kids don't have etiquette. Like, they don't have like they don't have no code. They have no, I don't know, bro, you know?
No, you're right. But yeah, you definitely, if you gotta have someone with you, at least, so you can, because I feel like sometimes I get thrown off. And once I'm thrown, if I'm in the middle of like DJing, I'm excited, I'm having fun, and then you throw me off, the rest of the set is like, I'm just fucking pissed. So it's like, I'll have like somebody, yo, don't let nobody up, like just stand right there. If they come, like, even if they're in front of me, like reaching, I'm like, yo, just talk to them. Like, you see, I'm working. I'm only here for 2 hours max. Like, I'm working. Like, just talk to them. And sometimes you gotta, even we super cool, but I realize you gotta give them type of energy that they giving off. So if they coming aggressive, I gotta be a little more aggressive, because now you're thinking, I'm soft. Like,
it's just sweet,
and it's not. It's not even. I'm not gonna let it get to the point where we're fighting, but it's like, yo, chill out. Like, yo, talk to them. You see, like, oh, I respect the Drewski. You know, so then it kind of like dies out right there.
Got you. So as DJs, you know, we all have like our favorite eras as far as clubs go, right? Can you tell me Drewski's top 3 favorite club eras that you've DJed in? Your top 3 favorite parties?
Like what
club wise, like, and where, like, whether it's
like the actual clubs.
Like
in Jersey, I got like Lobby is
one of your favorites.
It's just a vibe every time. It's just the light. Like, I'm big on like lighting and the setup and all that. So just the way the club was set up. You know, the DJ booth is raised, the lighting, the sound, all that is ill. So that's one of my favorite parties to DJs at Lobby. That's in Elizabeth, New Jersey. I'm trying to think, because DJ'd a lot of places. There was like a spot in Orlando. I forget the name of it.
Well, I was more referring to the tri-state because I'm always curious, like what's going on in the tri. I know Uptown. I mean, my vibe is like an Uptown vibe. I like the Latin shit, and then people tell me like Queens, Astoria is like Queens a little vibe fun. Right now. Like,
Queens is fun.
Like what's hot right now? Like where the
it's weird. Like Queens, the clubs are not even big, right? Like I just did a club in Queens. The spots are small, but the party's fun. Does that make, you know what I'm saying?
And
like,
the system is probably nice and it feels intimate.
It's intimate. So it's like maybe 100 people, but we're all having, even me, like we're all having a good time. Where sometimes our DJ club is 500 people and there's like no vibe in there.
Yeah. With the smaller spots, you could go left too, kind of, and play some off records.
Just have fun because they're connected with you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everyone's in tune. It's small. Damn, I forgot. I just did it. It was a spot in Queens. Super small spot. The booth is like little next to the bar. And it was just like, yo, it's a vibe. I even posted it. Like I posted on my Instagram the next day because the bartenders were like into it, dancing. So I was like, yo, this is a vibe. Like sometimes, and so I posted it. I was like, yo, shout out to the bartenders for bringing that type of energy. But there's so many spots. And I DJ so much that I don't even have like it's like whatever, I'm here, let's go, let's have some fun.
Okay, dope. Drewski, I appreciate you pulling up, bro. It's all love. Whenever we gotta get you in Miami more, bro, you know.
I definitely gotta come out here. Shout to DJ Hollywood. He's one of my heavy hitters brothers. He's like one of those guys that jumped up and moved.
He's doing his thing at the trap now. So shout out to him.
Bodega Fleas, part of the gang.
That's my brother, bro. Like I don't have Drewski. I don't have a lot of DJs here that I consider like my brothers.
Right.
Flea. Well, as soon as he moves, sleeping on my couch, like that's my brother right there. Whatever he needs, you know. And we got some things in the works. And yeah, man, there it is, bro. I appreciate you pulling up, though.
Anytime when you come to New York, you got to check in too.
Yeah, let's get it, bro.
Come jump on the podcast.
I appreciate you, bro. Let's do it.
Anytime.
Drewski. Oh, by the way, anything new with Love and Hip Hop? Is there a new season? Are you involved in that in any capacity, or that era's over for you?
Most likely, especially at this point where wifey's pregnant, we're going through.
Oh yeah, you can't have drama on the TV.
Yeah,
it's
I don't
messy.
know how much of that. You know, they reached out, but it's like, maybe not right now. You know what I'm saying? We'll figure it out.
Bag's right, but
but I gotta be. It's gotta be different. Like that's gotta be a big bag.
All right, say less. All right, bro. Yeah.